Hello, good afternoon all. So today we are going to learn about the switching. So in the last lecture we have started this chapter. So we will continue this chapter. So in the last lecture what we have did, just we quickly revise those things and then we move to the today's session. So in the last session first we have discussed about the various kinds of backbone devices which can be used to connect various devices and devices like PCs, IP phones, laptops, etc. Now they can send the message from one PC to another PC, or they can communicate with each other using various switch networks. So we have discussed there two types of networks, circuit and packet switch network. So today we are going to focus on that. What is those kind of networks? So today we are going to complete circuit switch network. So that is our today's goal. Now before starting this session, let's revise some definitions which are very important in terms of switching. So before starting anything, you should know about the network. So what is network? Network can be defined as a set of connected devices. So whenever the multiple devices we want to connect, then one to one, then how to make one to one communication possible? That is the challenge. So one challenge, you can solve the challenge using point to point connection between each pair of devices. So that is mesh topology. Then the second topology you have studied, that is star topology, where you are having a central device and each device is connected to each other. Now these methods are impractical or waste when you are going to implement a very large network. The number of length of links or wires you need to develop that infrastructure is very high. So it is not a cost efficient, because most of the, say for example, 1,000 users are there. So out of 1,000 users, mostly 80% users are ideal. So that's why these topologies are ruled out. So they are not used in the technology. So what is the solution now? The solution is switch network or switching. So here you can see the example of switch network. So it consists of a series of interlinked nodes that is called switches, which is represented in yellow color. So we are having five switches that has numbered on the slide: first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So switches, what is switches? Switches are a device which can create temporary connection between two or more devices linked to a switch. So here, say for example, switch 1 is linked to three devices A, B, and J, and two another switches 2 and 5. So these many connections are there on the switch 1. Same way, if you see switch 2, we are having a connection with N device C and three switches, 1, 5, and 3. Same way, if you Same way, if you see switch number 5, it is having multiple connections. So it is connected to all other switches 1, 2, 3, and 4. and it is connected to two end devices, that is I and H. In this way, you can connect multiple devices and switches together using one switch. So once all the connection has been completed, this whole connection is known as switch network. So here we are having n devices labeled as A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and J, and five switches labeled as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we have seen the various links. So previously, means in the older ages, three methods of switching has been done. So we will see what three kinds of switchings are there. So the names of switching are circuit switching, packet switching, and message switching. So these three types of switchings are there in the traditional, or you can say that traditionally we have defined the switch network in three categories. One is switch network, second one is packet switch network, and third one is message switch network. Now packet switch network has been further divided in two categories: datagram networks and virtual circuit network. So today our goal is to complete the first switch network, that is circuit switch network. So now in the today's world, first two circuit and packet switch networks are currently used. We are not using message switch network. So first we will discuss the circuit switch network. So if you want to define a circuit switch network, you can define it in this way. A circuit switch network consists of a set of switches. So it is having a set of switches. So you can see here 1, 2, 3, 5. We are having a set of switches connected by a physical link. So you can see here from 1 to 2 we are having a physical link. For 1 to 5 we are having a physical link. A connection between two stations. So we are having, say for example, we want to communicate between station A and F. Is a dedicated path, is having a dedicated path. So say for example, message A is transmitting a data to message F through first, fifth, and fourth switch. So always what will happen? All the packets of your message will follow this path only. So if it is very long message, then also it will follow the same path. So in this way, you can define the circuit switch network. So just we have see. So here we have seen the demonstration of that circuit switch network. So the first, this is your message. Now your message will be divided in the various parts because you can't send the long message at a time. So we have divided the message in various parts. Now we are having a network, so you can have multiple devices over there. So here we are not showing the switches. So now first message is traveling from this path. So all the message will travel from the same path. It will not change the path. Once it is received, it will assemble all the message. So this network is known as, or this type of switching is known as circuit switching. Now there is a problem in the circuit switching. If a hacker or some people is there who wants to read your data and the message is traveling from the same path, he can easily intercept your data. So now if it is easily intercept your data, then there is a problem. He can read your data. So that will become the issue. So now we will see a figure of circuit switch network. So here we are defining the circuit switch network. So a circuit switch network consists of a set of switches connected by a physical link. A connection between two stations is a dedicated path. So we have seen it is having a particular path which has been followed by all the message packets made of one or more links. So it can consist of multiple links. So here, if you see in the figure in the video, so we are having 2 to 3 links, which is provided to send the message from station A to station B. However, each connection uses dedicated link channel for on each link. Each link is normally divided in n channel by using FDM and TDM. So these two techniques are used to utilize your bandwidth effectively. So because we are having multiple links, so what we need to do, we need to use those links effectively. Otherwise, there will be a loss of bandwidth. So to use that bandwidth effectively, we have gone for multiplexing technique. So we have seen 3 types of multiplexing in the last lecture or in the last chapter, last to last chapter. Frequency division multiplexing, time division multiplexing, wavelength division multiplexing. Then we have seen the time division multiplexing has been divided in 2 categories. One is statical time division multiplexing. And one is normal time division multiplexing. Now in the statical time division multiplexing, we have seen it's a efficient way. So you can use any of these techniques. So today we are going to discuss various topics. So first we are going to discuss about the 3 phases, efficiency of the system, delay, circuit switch network technology in the telephone network, which we are going to use. So we are going to see these kind of things. So take a note of this. A circuit switch network is a made of set of switches connected by a physical link in which each link is divided in n channels. So here you can't see the n channels. So we are going to show a figure where you can see the n number of channels. So now here you can see in this figure we are having a multiple link that will be converted on single link. So a switch can consist of n number of inputs and n number of outputs that we have seen in the last lecture. So just I will show you that figure so that you can remember that thing. So this is a figure of a switch. That switch can be configured internally to make a temporary connection between two end devices. So it can have n number of input and n number of outputs. So that's why here we can see here we are having n number of inputs and we are having n number of outputs. So we are having here and here there is a switch, and between this and this output we are having the switch. Now this is your end device A and this is your end device M. So when end system A needs to communicate with the end system B, so how he is going to communicate with this uh, between this system. So first, what A should do, A should make a request to connection M to all the switches. Once all the switches has accepted the request, then there will be a communication between A and M. So when this request has been made and this has been accepted, this is called as setup phase of your communication. So in the setup phase, the channel is reserved on the link, and combinations of channels will define a dedicated path, which has been shown by pink color. So here you can see your end system A is communicating with your first switch, and he decided to dedicate he want to follow this dedicated path, so he can follow this path. So there can be a multiple paths can be there, so he can follow this path also. So he can move from switch 1 to switch 2, then he can move to switch 3 and M. So he has opted this path. So this is an example. After the dedicated path has been made by the switches, then the second phase came, that is known as data transfer. So now you can transfer the data from device A to device B. So that is your second phase. Now once all the data has been sent, then circuit will remove this temporary path. So it will remove that path. So now your channel will become free. So in this way, you are going to communicate from the device A to device B. So we just summarize the things how the system is going to place or going to communicate between two end devices. So first thing you need to remember it, this circuit switching network takes place at the physical layer. So it is the bottom layer of your OSI 7 layer model. So it will take place at that layer. So before the starting of communication, the station must establish the path or establish the dedicated path between two end devices. Or you can say there should be a reservation of the sources that should be used for the communication. So these resources can be your channels, bandwidth, buffers, switches, processing time, and this will be remain reserved entire duration of the data transfer. So jab tak till now your data is transferred from device A to device M, we have to wait. So the other communication cannot take place using same path. So you need to follow the another path. Here the data flow will be a continuous flow. So there will be no packet will be there. So all the message, or you can say all the packet will follow the same path. Packet will be there because you need to add start bit, stop bit, so it will form a frame. So this will be there, but it will be a continuous. So after one frame, the second frame will be there, and third frame will be there. So it will be a continuous process. Because you need to complete the process as soon as possible. Because until the process has been completed, you will not get your channel back. So the channel will be not free during the data transfer. So you want channel free as soon as possible so that you can send or you can communicate between other two devices. So that's why what we do, we send the data continuously because we have a reserved channel. So there is a less chances of errors or busy of channels. So that will be there. Now here there is no addressing involved during the data transfer because we are having a dedicated link between one and to another end. So we don't require any kind of addressing. So these are the basic summary of this circuit, or you can say this circuit switch network. So we will take a note, then we'll move on the next session. So in the circuit switching, the resources need to be reserved during the setup phase, and the resources remain dedicated for the entire duration of data transfer until the tear down phase. This is the third phase. Tear down phase. First is setup phase. Second is data transfer phase. Third is tear down phase. During the setup phase, it will establish the link. Data transfer phase, the established link will be used to transfer the data continuously. Once the data will be transferred successfully, he has to tear down his connections. So the tear down phase is the third phase where you will remove the temporary connection. So these three phases are there in circuit switching. So if you are having any doubt, so we will have a 2 minutes break, and if you are having any doubt, you can type in chat window. Then we will move to the problem session. So we are having some problems in regarding circuit switching, and we will see those things. And then we will move to the brief introduction about different phases, so how the different phases are working. So take a 2 minute break, then we will continue. Okay, so now we will continue our session. So we will move to the example number one. So in this example, it is stated like, as a trivial example, let us use a circuit switch network. to connect 8 telephones. So we want to connect 8 telephones in a small area. So the network is small because we are having only 8 end devices. Communication is through 4 kilohertz voice channel. So all of the devices are using a channel of 4 kilohertz. We have assumed that link uses frequency division multiplexing to connect a maximum of 2 channels. The bandwidth of channel is 8 kilohertz. So if your bandwidth is 8 kilohertz, that means you can only accommodate 2 channels in the on the one network. So you require 2 networks to occupy all 4 channels. Or if you are having 8 channels or 8 telephones, you need at least 4 channels to accommodate all those things. So in the figure 8.4, which is shown in the next slide, shows the situation. So in the situation, if you see, this is a scenario. Now in this scenario, telephone 1 is connected to telephone 7. So here you can see telephone 1 is connected to telephone number 7. 2 is connected to 5. 2 here, this network follows and connected to 5. 3 is connected to 8 and 4 is connected to 6. So this is a temporary connection between the switches. So the switch has been made the temporary connection. So it's a temporary. So if you require, you can change the connection the later on. So if new connection is there, then you can make a this thing. So here you can see we are having 4 kilohertz bandwidth of each mobile phone. So this is 4 kilohertz signal. This is also 4 kilohertz signal. This is 4 kilohertz signal. This is 4 kilohertz signal. So this is 4 kilohertz. This is 4 kilohertz. This is 4 kilohertz. This is 4 kilohertz. Now these 2 channels, uh, device number 2 and device number 4 using the channel number 1. This is your channel. So now this is using frequency division multiplexing technique. So the total bandwidth of this channel is 8 kilohertz. So at a time, how many channels can be accommodated? Only 2. So that's why they have used 2 channels to communicate between these 8 devices. So in this way, you can connect the various 8 devices. So in this network, we are having a good bandwidth utilization, the first thing. Then the second thing, the number of links required here is less, or you can use the lesser bandwidth channel for the communication purpose, which will make your system effective. So now we will see another example which belongs to telephone lines. So and as another example, consider a circuit switch network that connects computer in 2 remote offices of a private company. The offices are connected using T1 line leased from the communication service provider. So both are residing at the different places. Now they are having some internet service provider or communication service provider, who's having a some dedicated line, or you can say a network which can be used for the communication between 2 devices. So the offices are connected, okay, with T1 lease line. So I will show you how T1 lease line looks. It's a optical fiber link. Now there are 4 cross 8, 4 inputs, 8 output switches are there in your network. For each switch, 4 output ports are folded into the input port to allow communication between the computers in the same office. So we have making a loop over there so that if you want to communicate internally, you can communicate. Four output ports allow the communication between two offices. So which offices are there in remote offices are there of a private company. So we will see the scenario how it looks like. So mainly we want to draw the figure. So that is the main challenge. So this is the figure. So we are having a 4 input and 8 output. So this 4 output is here and 4 output is here. And we have looped this connection inside here so that if this end devices want to communicate with this device, they can communicate. If there will be only these 4, then he can communicate with this device, but he was not able to communicate internally. So that's why whenever you need to communicate internally, you have to make a loop over there. So this loop will help you to communicate internally. Now this is your T1 line with a 1.54 Mbps. So which will be provided by your communication service provider. Here we are having a 4 input. Here we are having a 4 input. Here we are having a link. So this link is using time division multiplexing. The time division multiplexing is used for the communication purpose. So what it will do, the first data will be sent, then second channel data will be sent, the third and fourth. So it can use statistical time division multiplexing for the effective transmission. Now at the receiver side, if you see, we are having 4 end devices. They are also looped here because here we want to be interconnected because we want to device should be interconnected. So if you want that, in that case, you need to make a loop. So here you can see we are having a 4 output which is looped here so that you can communicate internally. And this 4 output will be used to communicate with these two devices. So this is the example of 8.2. If you want to communicate between two devices which is remote in nature, you can make this kind of network. So you can use this kind of switches so that they can communicate. So before starting this topic, delay in the circuit switches, just we will quickly review the 3 phases so that you can understand what are the different things are there. So first is your setup phase. So whenever the communication is done in the circuit switch network, we require 3 phases. First one is setup phase, second one is your data transfer, and third one is connection tear down. So before two end devices can communicate, there should be a dedicated link that needs to be established before the transfer starts. So they can have the multiple links over there which can be used to transfer the data. So the end devices are normally connected to the dedicated links to switches, as we have seen the first example where we have a system A wants to communicate with the system M with a dedicated link. So this was the example which we have seen. So which is having a one dedicated path. So now once how this has been established. So first you need to make a request. So once you make a request, the next step in the making a connection is M will acknowledge your request in the opposite direction. Once A will receive that acknowledgement, that means your connection is established. So that is your first phase. So this figure is showing your first phase. So A is making the request to B and devices through different switches. He wants to communicate with this one. Now once B receives the request, he will grant or reject its request. So if he is giving the acknowledgement and A will receive the acknowledgement, then there will be establishment of the link. So this is your first phase, or you can say the total delay in the first phase. So the time taken in the setup phase is known as connect time. Now in the second phase, once the your link has been established, you are able to transfer the data. So now the data has been transferred. So this is known as transfer delay. Now once the data has been transferred, your B device will acknowledge that all the data has been received. Now you have to disconnect it. So he will tear down your network. So that is known as tear down phase. So your network will be disconnected. So that is the physical realization of this one. Now you can see the line are not straight. They are having some slopes. So why these slopes are there? Because as you know, the data is traveling in the time. So if the data is traveling on the wire, so it needs some duration to travel from A to B. That is known as propagation delay. So that's why when he started at T0, he must have reached up to B at T1. So he will not reach at T0 only. So he will take a little bit of time. So this y-axis is known as time. Here this is known as time. So that's why these lines are known. These lines are represented little bit slanted with respect to time. तो आप अगर किसी को कोई डेटा भेजते हो तो तुरंत नहीं मिलेगा, वो तो फैक्ट है, बिकॉज इट इज ट्रैवलिंग ऑन द वायर. So normally if we speak about the delay, so that if you combine all those three time, then it is known as delay. So as we know, the circuit switching network normally is having a very low efficiency because you are using it dedicatedly. So what happened? If your channel is busy, he has to wait, or all the data has been transferred till now. You have to wait for other PC to transfer the data. So that is known as delay. So this delay is having a very high efficiency. So okay, sorry, I was disconnected. So just I will screen it again. So now it can be divided in four phases. So first phase is connect. So in the connect, you can see we are having first green line. That first green line shows the request has been made by end devices A, which has been received by B at T1. So he has made a request at T0, he has received at T1. Now once he has received the request, he has grant the request. So he has grant the request at T2 and he has received at T3 type. Once he has received the request, the user A has received the request, he is now ready to transfer the data because we have a established network over there. So now at T4, he is going to transfer the data. So at T5, he is going to receive all the data. Once all the data has been received, then he will send a acknowledgement that I have received the data. So once he send that acknowledgement, he will receive immediately the network will be tear down. All the connection will be lost. So in this way, this whole network is working, and this is the delay of circuit switch network. So just we will take a note. Switching at the physical layer in the traditional telephone network uses the circuit switching approach. So this has been done in the previous older technology. So now just I will make a note on efficiency. So this circuit switch network are not efficient because as the other two types of network connections, which is packet and message switching network, are not using or they are not allocating the resources for the data transfer for the entire duration. So what will happen in this case, the resources will be unavailable for all other connections. So if you see in the telephone network, it can be done because normally your communication will terminate when you finish your conversation. So there you can do. But when you are doing some data transfer, then it is not possible to use this kind of technology. So in computer network, a computer is connected to another computer. Even if he is having no activity for a long time, in that case also, your dedicated resources will be allocated between those two pieces. So you can't use this technique for the PC communication. So that's why this is a limitation of using this switching, and that's why it is only used for the telephone communication. So we have not used this technology for the computer network. So just now I will summarize all those things and then we will take our attendance. So in the next session, we are going to, first I will tell you what we are going to cover in the next session. So same way as we have completed the circuit switches network, we will start packet switches network, and there we will start the datagram network. So in the next lecture, I am going to cover the datagram network and the virtual circuit network. So I am going to cover that two topics in the next lecture. So today we have learned about the various types of switch network. That is the first we have learned. Then we have learned about the circuit switch network. There we have learned on which layer it is working. So it is working on the physical layer, and how the communication is done on the circuit switch network. We have seen that. Then we have commented about the efficiency and delay of your circuit switch network. And we have seen where we can use the circuit switch network and where we cannot use this circuit switch network. So from there we can conclude that we can use this kind of network in the telephones where the network is terminated when your conversation is completed. But in case of PC or laptops, we can't use this network because if two devices is connected and they are not sending any data, but your resource will be. So for that purpose, we can't use for the communication network. So this is all about today's conclusion. If you're having any doubt, I can take your doubt. किसी को कोई डाउट है तो अभी पूछ सकते हैं. Otherwise, I will start taking your attendance and okay. So attendance for big data. Enrollment number one,
Present, sir.
two,
Yes, sir.
three, four,
Present, sir.
five,
Present, sir.
six,
Present, sir.
seven,
Yes, sir.
eight, Mansi, nine,
Present, sir.
10, 11,
Present, sir.
12, 13,
Present, sir.
12. Present, sir.
EI attendance. 1, 2,
Present,
3,
sir.
4, 4,
Sir, A4 present.
5,
Yes, sir.
6, 7,
Present, sir.
8, 9,
Sir, 10 present.
12, 13,
Present, sir.
15,
Present, sir.
17, 18,
Present, sir.
19,
Present, sir.
20,
Present, sir.
21,
Present, sir.
22,
Present, sir.
23,
Present, sir.
24,
24 present, sir.
25,
Yes, sir.
26, 27, 28, 29,
Present, sir.
30, 31,
Present, sir.
32, Natik, 33,
Present, sir.
34, Mohammed, 35,
Present, sir.
36,
Present, sir.
37,
Present, sir.
38,
Present, sir.
39,
Yes, sir.
40,
Present.
41,
Present, sir.
42, 43,
Present, sir.
44,
Present, sir.
45,
Yes, sir.
46,
Yes, sir.
47,
Present, sir.
48,
Present, sir.
49,
Yes, sir.
50,
Present, sir.
51, 52,
Present, sir.
53,
Present, sir.
54, 55,
Present, sir.
56,
Yes, sir.
57,
Present, sir.
58,
Present, sir.
59,
Yes, sir.
60, 61, 62, 63, yeah, 61,
Yes, sir. 63.
64, 65, 67,
Present, sir.
68, yes,
Present, sir.
67 I do. 68,
Present, sir.
69,
Present, sir.
71, Atik, 73, Voldy,
Sir, AI1.
AI1, AI
Sir,
32,
AI6. Big data 10,
oh,
sir.
big data 10.
Sir, AI 32.
Anyone else who is remaining for attendance? Okay, bye everyone. Have a nice day.